Trailers, man. Those trailers, dude. They're ruining everything. 65 is directed by Brian Woods and Scott Back, and it stars Adam Driver and Ariana Greenblatt. In here, in the future, a man tasked with transferring several people that are cryogenically frozen into a new location finds himself crashed on an alien world with only one survivor. But while battling the elements and all the creatures within, they soon make the discovery that this isn't indeed an alien planet, but this is Earth, 65 million years in the past. So, one thing I really want to say up front, I had a massive amount of interest in seeing 65 because I love Adam Driver. I know everyone said I wanted to see the concept of Adam Driver punching dinosaurs in the face, and I love science fiction, I love action, I thought it was a good combination. It sounded like a good film on paper and in concept. But when you actually watch the film, there's a lot of actual issues with it that were mistakes that kind of made it less enjoyable than it could have been, because of, honestly, some sheer ignorance by the filmmakers. To start with is the entire thing about 65 being 65 million years in the past. They spoil that in the trailer. They spoil that in the beginning of the film with some text. They spoil it again later. And that's something that could have been a great plot twist. That could have been a fantastic way of a bait and switch, where we think 65... we have no idea why it's called that. You could even make it us believe it's something else. It's something that was, it was right there. You could have done something with it, but because there's no build-up, when the characters find out and we already know, it's just kind of like, all right, we the whole time are waiting for them to figure out what we already know, and you could have written this so much better. That's the big missed opportunity. They showed it in the marketing too, and that part was very disappointing to me. I think that's just something that filmmakers fundamentally are not understanding as well nowadays, is you don't need to spoon-feed your audience everything. Sometimes you need to surprise them a little bit, and this movie unfortunately does not understand that and makes very poor work of it. Aside from that, though, Adam Driver in here is really, really good. This is a different performance than we usually see from him. He's not just, Adam Driver yelling at the camera, and he's not all like Adam Driver all quiet or anything. He actually has a little bit more of an energetic, intelligent personality, like he usually is smart, but in here he's different. Because he's playing more of that heroic protagonist character, which is a role that he really doesn't usually get to eat. This is kind of just like a typical, generic hero on paper, and Adam Driver puts his twist on it with his performance, makes it a little more than that. He elevates it, and I like that for him. Ariana Greenblatt, who plays the young girl in here who he's trying to save because, she reminds him of his daughter. She's really good. I don't know if I've seen her in anything else. I don't feel like I have, but she's solid in here. She's absolutely giving a top-tier performance, and she feels very human, and she's someone that you can relate to, but at the same time you want to see survive. And this movie's pretty good at getting POVs from both of these people. In other words, you can get everything that's going on from both their perspectives, because they are pretty much the humans in this movie that we're seeing everything happen to and from. So we need to, actually have a connection to these people. And they do a pretty good job, I think, at setting them up. But at the same time, that comes at the cost of the movie, because this movie takes a lot of time with dialogue and character development. So much so that all the dinosaurs and the action kind of sometimes take a back seat. And it's not always in a good way. There is almost, I'd say, too much dialogue in this film. They talk a little too much throughout it, and I was hoping that this would have a little bit more action in it, but it didn't. When the action does come on screen, though, it's great. It's really big, it's solid, and it looks fantastic. The special effects are just nice. They look good on camera. They have some great sound, and there's some settings that are really cool, and I liked it. It was good action, but it didn't blow me out of the water the way I was hoping it was going to, and that was a little bit of a downfall for me. The music in here is really good. It's, again, just good. I would have hoped, again, that it'd be a little bit better. I think some saving graces here is the production design is absolutely amazing. They did a really good job with creating this world. I did feel like I went to another world, which is something I'm happy about. At least I really felt like we weren't just on a movie set all day. The lighting experts who use the lighting here are phenomenal. They really helped more than most anything because this movie isn't directed the best. And I think everyone else behind the camera had to do a lot of work to make this movie look better. The director of photography is another person I really want to mention. Some really, really good shots in this movie. But unfortunately, it doesn't all add up to a perfect film because of just everything that fell back and forth. I mean, overall, this movie is fun, but it should have been more than that. It should have been extremely fun. It should have been fantastic, but it doesn't live up to potential, and I think there's a lot of room for improvement in this movie. I had a fun time with it, but I think I should have had way more fun with 65. I'm going to give 65 a 5 out of 10. So thank you guys always so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you all next time.